What's up, dudes and students here? My name's Scyushi and we are back with more Trove. Today we got Luxion's video. Excuse me if I look tired, it's because I am. I don't know why, I haven't been sleeping, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Anyways, let's see what Luxion has in store, but first, did the Curio Merchant change his shop? No, he didn't. It's still the player costumes. Luxion himself, however, not bad. I mean, the Mag Rider being there is kind of nice, but the rest of it's kind of blah. I mean, we'll talk about it. Okay, so first of all, we've got the Shrike Emblem. This is okay. You might want to get it. It is 25 dragon coins, so that's pretty expensive, but this summons a temporary damage dealing ally to fight for you that is based off of physical damage. And back in the day, this was actually pretty good because it scales off of your damage quite well. It's just that the other emblems kind of outshine it. So that's the main reason why nobody ends up using it. Then there's going to end up being the Yongari. This was part of the Heroes event, like years and years and years ago, if I recall, when they ended up adding the Vanguardian, which is why it's kind of this whole like blue and yellow theme. I personally don't like these colors. It just reminds me of pee. I don't know, and it's a spider mount, so cool, whatever, take it if you want. Then there's the Personal Pop Parade. This one's actually pretty cool because this actually used to be in the store. I don't know if it still is. 60 dragon coins. Is it gonna be worth its value? Not really, but 700k for 60 dragon coins is still probably going to be more worthwhile than this, as you'll see. And it's a cool Mag Rider with a pretty decent song, actually. I like the Mag Rider songs. But yeah, it's all pink and unicorns and rainbows and stuff. Then there is the Rainbow Squirrel Head, which this one, so this is 100 dragon coins and yeah, I mean, I guess that's worthwhile. People are actually selling it for a decent amount, despite the fact that it's just this. You know, it is a flying squirrel, so oh no, it's not. Okay, so it's a reskin of the flying squirrel mounts, but it doesn't have any actual flying capabilities. My bad, but it's just a squirrel, so I don't really care. Then there's going to end up being the Restorative Emblem. Oh, Restorative. Yes, I know words. This temporarily boosts health regen, thus it is the most useless emblem in the game. Because health regen, that's a pretty decent flex price, considering, yeah, that's a pretty decent flex price. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it, but this would be more bang for your buck in terms of the dragon coins that you would spend, right? Because 2 of these would be worth over $1 mil versus 1, and it would still be cheaper than this, and that's 700k. So yeah, if you want to take the risk. But I don't think anyone's gonna get this outside of mastery farmers, because health regen is a stat that they said they would rework it years ago, and they just never did. The stat is worthless, though. Then there's the Luxion Style Stash. Now, what this does is in the style section, hats, weapons, whatever, you notice there's all these different categories, including like Pinata, Mastery, whatever. So by consuming these, you'll get a random seasonal event Pinata or Luxion equipment style. So it's, I don't know, it's for mastery farmers. If you get some Pinata heads and stuff, those are like 10 mastery each, but everything else is usually just going to end up being like 1 mastery, so it's not worth it. Then there's the Streamer Dream 2. So there's Streamer Dream boxes. These are based off of streamers. I honestly don't know. I don't think any of these streamers even stream the game anymore. I always thought it was weird because they basically always acknowledge the Twitch side of Trove, but they never acknowledge the YouTube side. So it's weird. I guess I was big enough that they ended up putting my Playful Scythling in here, despite the fact that I was a YouTuber and don't really, like, even today, I still don't really manage my Twitch. I just do Twitch on top of YouTube streams. But anyway, this will end up giving you stuff in the second category. So I don't know who any of these people are. Some of these allies are pretty cool, though. You can let me know which one you get in the comments if you really care. Then there's the Golden Hoard Dragon Soul. So this will end up giving you a lot of mastery. As we go down here, you can see all of this stuff. The Golden Hoard Dragonling is a pretty good physical ally if you're early on in the game. And then otherwise, it's just going to end up giving you these various stats, lots of mastery, and a bunch of different dragon forms of Luxion himself. So there's going to end up being the one I call Cookie Cutter, because it looks like it's gonna go in the oven. Then this one is it's got wings and it glides, but that's about it. And then this one has wings, glides, and shoots fireballs that end up having flux VFX. And that pretty much ends up covering the Luxion side of things. So with that said, I always take the opportunity at the end of these videos to kind of talk to you guys and gals more candidly about just what's been going on with the channel, what's been going on with life and stuff like that. I thought that today I would do some dungeons and junk because there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Namely, gender reveal. Oh my God, I keep forgetting to do this as an independent video. I'll still do it as an independent video because I know most people won't be coming to a Luxion video for this, but it's a boy. We're gonna end up having a boy child. So that's exciting. Everything so far has been going well with all of that. The entirety of the wife and her pregnancy and everything. It's a very, very slow process, so I can't really update you guys too much on different things. We do already have a name, but we're not going to talk about that probably until the baby's born or something. I don't know. And furthermore, I don't know what I'm going to end up doing in terms of content. Like when baby born, maybe I'll end up doing like a vlog or something that talks about the entire process of everything that we've been going through with all of it. The next major steps for us is most of all just taking various classes, studying up and learning how to actually be a parent, because it's not something that you inherently are just going to know. That said, I'm not too worried about the whole thing. It's a exciting but also nerve-wracking time just because it's something brand new. And if I'm being honest, that stuff is it's a very slow process, but it has been forcing me to get up early for doctor appointments, and we gotta go and do ultrasound and stuff like that. It doesn't happen very often, but it does always mess up my schedule because my sleep schedule is already messed up anyways. I'm used to playing and recording and stuff during the goblin hours in the middle of the night, but then I gotta switch to a day shift in order to end up meeting those appointments. Like today, I ended up getting like maybe 4-5 hours sleep. And that's been happening over the past couple days, actually. I don't know why I haven't been sleeping well. Most of all, like now I know it's just because the games that are coming out are just so exciting I can't sleep anymore. But before that, it was also happening where I just wasn't sleeping that much. I think it's just something that happens every now and then. Like I know you guys don't care about all of that junk, but I'm just saying that it's kind of, I don't know, like I can notice it with my body telling me like enough is enough now, because like I'm getting a little bit of a headache, I'm getting a bit nauseous with my stomach and stuff like that. So today I'm super exhausted, but I'm gonna just push through and hopefully it'll make me so tired that tonight I actually can sleep well. More importantly, let's talk about the games and stuff that's going on with the channel, because it's quite exciting, at least for me anyways. Namely, Path of Exile 2. Oh my God. You guys have no idea how excited I am for that game. There was the developer live stream yesterday. I had a stream reaction of that. Quite a few of you ended up coming out to it. So I'm quite hopeful. If I'm being perfectly transparent with you guys, I am so stoked for that game. And there's a part of me that really hopes it actually kind of pops off on the YouTube side, because it's always so much more fun for me to have an audience, like I'm kind of am a content creator / gamer, like both rolled into one, wherein I'm keeping in touch, like I'm keeping up with all the games that are going on lately. And there's a lot that I'm really excited about, but there's certain circumstances like Stalker 2, for example, where that's a game that I'm really enjoying, but it's not really popping off that well on the channel. I get it. It's not really my demographic. It's a kind of weird niche game almost, even though it's kind of a AAA studio game. The first Stalker was very, very niche and weird, which I loved it, kind of hated it. And now Stalker 2, I am absolutely in love with it, but I also kind of hate it, namely the performance. My only point is that I genuinely hope you guys are interested to watch me play Path of Exile, because as much as I love Trove and it pays the bills, let's be real, I would love it if there was other games that I could expend my energy towards, because it's not that I want to like move on from Trove per se. I've talked about this in other videos to death, so I'm not gonna get super into it. But let me put it to you this way. When I wake up in the day, I try to think what Trove video I should put up for the day, whether it be a stream or like a new tutorial or whatever. I don't think about that with other games. Other games I just genuinely want to play and create content on. So it would be really nice if Path of Exile could also become one of those games where I'm excited to play it, but also people want to watch me play it. And I don't want to beat this drum too hard because I'm going to play that game and love it regardless of the views. It's just, it would be a very, very nice side effect if I didn't have to worry so much about like the YouTube algorithm side of things and could just focus on playing a kick-ass game. You know what I mean? Aside from that, there is another game coming out today that I do think you Trove fans will be interested in called Atlas. A-T-Y-L-L-S. Very strange titling for it. It's an indie game that I ended up covering a month or two ago or something like that. I don't remember when exactly, but it's got a lot of similarities to Trove. It kind of, like, the best way I would describe it for a Trove player is it's the Delves, but they're good, where you go into like these randomly designed dungeons and you're constantly farming for random loot and stuff. It is an indie game. It's fairly small by a single developer, and it kind of has like some cringy, weird, furry, pervy stuff, but the game itself is like so good, I can't question that. And I just really, really like the gameplay. So I'm hoping to stream that today as well on top of everything else. But namely, I'll probably end up just streaming a whole crap ton of Stalker. And while there are a bunch of different little indie games that I'm excited for, generally speaking, that's going to end up being the big games for the rest of the year for me. Is mostly Stalker, Path of Exile. I don't know how long that Atlas game is gonna last. There's also like Metalbringer and maybe Mandragora comes out this year. There's a lot of things that I'm watching, but not necessarily stuff that I know without a doubt, oh, I'm gonna be covering this for months. Not like Stalker and Path of Exile. I mean, Stalker might not last months, but it probably will for me, like off camera. Anyways, now I'm rambling. And with all of that said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you ended up enjoying today's video. Happy Thanksgiving, America. Please like the video. I would very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't, but I mean, we all know you already have. Why would you be watching a Trove video from this random guy? And then otherwise, if you want to buy some of the merch, you can. It's as cheap as I can make it right now on the new store. Store soon, just because there's quite a few differences, and I kind of want to do like a side-by-side comparison review of my old merch versus my new merch. The merch itself is relatively unchanged in terms of like the designs, but the product itself is going to be quite different and also significantly cheaper. That's why I keep pushing it.